Yeah, because you're always so out of line, Nadia.
I am.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just...
No. So what, was Focal Lines fun?
It was good. It felt different this year, but it was really good.
Was it because it was in Canada?
I think the location being different, and it just had a different theme to it this year, which was fine. It was great, but I felt like they had fewer industry panels this year, and a couple of them that I went to, I was actually kind of like, okay, well, this wasn't as helpful as I thought it would be. Yeah. But the networking is always amazing. A really good showcase. It was good. It was good.
Just a different experience.
What are you doing, Lucy?
Hanging out. So she found a spot to
Did she find it? That's probably what I heard, was her collapsing.
Yeah. She's tired.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hey.
And Miss Nadia Piotrowsky is in the house. It feels like it's been a long time since we've seen you.
But I don't think it has been. That's what's funny.
Either.
But I feel like it too, because I've been so many places in the last 5 weeks.
I know, and we've been living vicariously through you on Facebook.
I will allow it.
But you have been doing a lot. Last time you were here, of course, you're working on a new album. Mm-hmm. Where are you in that process?
Well, I haven't done much in the last 5 weeks because I haven't been home.
Right.
It's been a good sort of like marinating period to just, I went through a couple weeks where I stopped, at the advice of a friend, I stopped listening to my mixes. So he was like, you need to like chill out a little bit. And so I just kind of quit listening for a couple weeks so I could come back to it with fresh ears. And I've been on the road.
Yeah.
And it was good coming back to it because I think a lot of the things I was being overly critical of, I maybe don't need to worry about so much. So,
right. It's kind of like, like when you're doing a painting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where you're so close to it, you need to step back and really view it from fresh eyes and ears in this case. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But it's still coming. I'm looking forward to your album.
Well, can you come tomorrow night to the party, please? I hope.
Don't know, because there's a birthday party for you tomorrow.
There is.
And that's at...
It's at Modella. And...
what time does it start?
We will have things, like, open and rolling at 6. I'm making pulled pork. Ooh, and some folks are bringing sides. If anybody wants to bring sides, they can. I think my mom is ordering a birthday cake.
Aww. So what's your favorite kind of cake?
I don't know. I never met a cake I didn't like. I think I said that to somebody this week. I was like, oh, I love cake. But I don't know. Something that I learned to make a few years ago, I don't know what possessed me. Maybe I just found out all the things that were in it. And I was like, that sounds good. Let's make it. Have you ever had hummingbird cake?
I think Joyce is nodding over there. I think maybe I have.
It has
I've never made one though.
All the things. If you make it right, it's really moist and it's got like, I can't even remember everything that's in it, but it's magical. It's so good. So I like hummingbird cake. If I'm going to do something super special, I might make that. But good old fashioned chocolate cake. There's nothing wrong with that.
And you ever put cake in milk?
Cake in the milk? I don't believe I've done that. No.
That's a real probably an old school thing. Like
I've drank milk with cake,
right?
But I've not
chocolate
dipped it.
Cake is the only kind that you just fill a glass full of chocolate cake and then pour some milk over it.
Okay. I don't know. See, I don't like soggy things.
Right.
And see, my dad loves ice cream cake. Like not ice cream cake, but like my mom for years. My dad's birthday cake was always this rolled ice cream cake.
Oh, yeah.
And I hated it. Like, I don't even like ice cream with my cake. I will have ice cream and I'll have cake, but don't put it on my cake because I don't want it to get all. Then you probably wouldn't like that. But no, I normally love cake.
I normally don't like soggy. That's one thing I'll do. And I think it came back from, like, my parents eat cornbread in milk or cornbread in buttermilk, which nope. Nope.
Well, this is a very interesting tangent we've taken here, Molly.
But I couldn't. You never know.
You never know what you're going to get over here at KUSH Radio.
But I think it came from when things dried out, and so that was a way to. I think that was how it kind of originated. You didn't want to waste that chocolate cake.
Well, and yeah. I don't know.
Anyway,
people.
So your birthday tomorrow.
My birthday's tomorrow.
That's right, and
I like making a big deal about my birthday. So
well,
I like making a big deal about everybody's birthdays, though.
Yeah. So. Well, that is your day.
And some would say it's my month, actually.
So. Well, I'm all about that too. I'll take a whole month for my birthday. But that is the one day that belongs to us is our birthday. So why not celebrate it?
Sure.
Yeah. And so you're going to have food first, and then...
Yeah, we'll have food, and then I think the music will start about 6:30 or 6:45. I've invited friends to play with me, and so the beginning will be like probably a song or two a piece from, let's see, I think Miss Monica Taylor's going to come, and Kyle Reed's coming up, and I think Shandy Lane's going to play a tune or two. Who else do I have?
You have some awesome friends.
I do. I have such good friends.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky.
You are.
Yeah. You are. Who am I forgetting? I feel like I'm leaving people out. Oh, Rochelle Sigris. I think is going to play a couple. Maybe. I mean, I've got to sit down and figure all this out today. It's probably going to be one apiece because I don't want it to go too long. And so.
Well, it's party time,
right? Well, and I'll have that. There are a couple other people too that I might be calling today that I keep intending to text, and my brain is spaghetti right now. Yeah. So anyway, first half will be like probably a song or two a piece from several folks, and then we're gonna play at least like probably 5 or 6 tunes from the album.
Nice.
And like Kyle will be there. Johnny Carlton is gonna come up and play bass. Nick is gonna play with us. So we're gonna have So we're gonna have a little bit of a band there, and a lot of a band there, actually. It's going to be pretty rad. So yeah, we'll be playing some songs from the record, and we're going to talk a little bit about this crazy naming journey I've been on, and yeah.
So you think I should just answer this random phone call from Ohio?
No, you
because I know
shouldn't.
so many people, and just put them on the air.
They probably heard I was on the radio, and they really wanted to talk to me. I'm sure that's what it is, right?
Probably. Or maybe there's nothing wrong with your credit card account, but
But you should give us your number.
That's
anyway.
That's right. Anyway.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna talk a little bit about this because I don't know if you've got it on your list of things we should talk about today, but after this whole Summerland thing last year, and then finding out it was already trademarked, and people also were really confused when I played solo. They're like, so what do we call you? Your Summerland? Your blah, 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 blah. It just didn't quite feel right, in the same way that as much as I love my name, I love my name.
Right.
This is not about not loving my name. It is never, even 10 years ago when I was kind of doing this the first time around, it's never felt right as an artist name for me. And so... yeah.
Rigby Summer.
Rigby Summer is what we've come to.
Yeah, you have to explain how you came about Rigby Summer.
Right. Well, and we don't have time for like the whole thing, although those of you who like the social medias, as part of this journey that I've been on literally and figuratively the last 5 weeks, I took it's actually my wedding dress with me on this trip, and Kyle loaned me a tripod. And like beautiful spaces that I love out in the West, I took all of these pictures in this dress.
Saw some of those.
And told the story of going from like me / Summerland and like the roots of that to coming up with this name Rigby Summer. So if you want to read the whole thing and you like pretty pictures, and I'm not saying that because I'm in them, like they're actually like legit really cool pictures. I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah, you do have some cool.
So it's #BecomingRS. Okay. So if you like search that hashtag on Instagram, you'll see all of the pictures, or you can just go to my Instagram, which is now just Rigby Summer. Okay. Very simple. A lot easier to remember than all that other crazy stuff I've been doing. So the short-ish version... I think I told you last time where Summerland comes from, and what I've really attached to, and why that has, as I've been thinking about artist identity and like what is the message that I want to be sharing with people. which is part of the whole journey I've been on this year, which you can read about at that hashtag, comes, like, it ties back to this quote from Albert Camus, where he wrote a letter, and I don't know who the letter was to. I haven't been able to find that. I'll figure it out someday. But he says, "My dear, in the midst of hate, I found there was inside me an invincible love. In the midst of tears, an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, an invincible calm. And through it all, it was in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer." And then he continues, he finishes the letter by saying, I know, right? But he finishes by saying, that makes me happy because it means whenever the world is fighting against me, there's something better and stronger inside me fighting back. And that has just felt so much like my life, especially like the last 2 or 3 years, that, like, when I found out I couldn't use Summerland, I was like, but it all comes back to that. Like, I don't know what to do, you know? I just kept getting in this eddy. And this last year over the holidays, like, I was like, as much as I love my life, I was just lonelier than I think I've ever been. Like, just feeling which I think we've all been through at certain times, and how we respond to that, I think, is really important. And I've chosen to kind of lean into it. I'm like, I don't know why I was so lonely through that, but like, I was like, I think the only way through it is through it. So
you have to feel it, in order to get through it.
So I was driving home for Christmas and thinking about, like, how frustrated I was with the naming deal, and like how I didn't have a solution. And I was just thinking about how, on top of that, like, I'm just feeling so lonely, and I'm going home and I'm by myself, and I'm like just lonely, and things are changing, and there's struggles, and and I got to thinking about my brother, who I lost when I was in high school. We've talked about that before. I was a massive Beatles fan. And I went through this phase when I was a kid, and I thought this was going to be the short version, slightly longer version of the short version. When I was a kid, I went through this phase where I only listened to, like, music from the 50s and 60s. And so I was listening to the Beatles when I was, like, 7, 8, 9 years old. And I remember hearing Eleanor Rigby as a child and being like, dude, I know how she feels. And that just, like, and I was thinking about that, and it spun me even more, like, down into this, like, dark, lonely pit. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, I have always felt this, you know, this loneliness, like Eleanor Rigby. And then I was like, whoa, wait. No. I'm not going to die alone. Like, I'm not going to die, and the only person who comes to my funeral is a priest. I was like, I'm Summerland, dang it. Like, and so I was like, no, it's not that in the midst of all these good things I feel crazy lonely. It's that even when we have this, like, unbearable loneliness, there's beauty everywhere if we're willing to look for it. It was like, that's my message. Like, that's what I've been attaching to. But if Eleanor Rigby is as much of my story as Summerland, like, how can I put that together? So I came up with Rigby Summer, and I was thinking about it over the holidays some more. And the first friend that I texted about it, she messaged me back, and she said, well, I just looked it up, and do you know what Rigby means? And I said, I have no idea. I did, of all things, I didn't actually do that. And she said it means settlement or land. So it doesn't change the meaning at all. It still has it. And so I booked that, like, last minute showcase in Park City in January during Sundance. It was the first time that I used it. It was funny, the first person who introduced herself to me after the set had a really interesting name, and I said, wow, that's a really cool name. And she's still holding my hand. She's like, oh, Rigby, you have such a cool name. And I was like, whoa, you don't know the half of it. And that was the story, like, all through Folk Alliance. I put it on my name tag, and it was the same thing. Like, people were like, wow, such a cool name. And people were remembering my name, which I love. Do not get me wrong. I love my name. Right. I love it. But it's almost like it was just different enough that it still was hard for people to remember. And, like, people were remembering my name and, like, giving me nicknames by the end of the conference. And, like, I had an Iranian woman literally made a wish on me. She met me, like, we had this, like, very lovely interaction, and she said, well, you didn't tell me your name. And I said, well, I'm Rigby Summer. And she said, oh, Rigby, such a beautiful name. I've never met someone with that name. We should make a wish. And she, like, stopped and she made a wish. And I was like, okay. All right.
If you don't see all this as validation, we need to have a talk.
So I it's funny, I was talking to Monica about it last night, because she has been like very team Nadia. She's like, but I love your name. I love your name. It's not that I don't love my name. Like I said, I don't know why, but like this feels like where I'm going. And like with my birthday, this all coming together with this, like I feel like it's just this new
So it's the birth of Rigby Summer that we're going to be celebrating
Exactly.
tomorrow.
My mom actually wants to put Rigby Summer on the cake, which I think is adorable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you just keep giving me goosebumps.
Well, I'm glad that's the response, because I'm afraid people are going to be like, oh my gosh, she's such a poser. What is she doing? And I'm like, I don't care, because I'm grown up enough now that I'm like, well, if anybody has a problem with it, it's not their life. So.
Right. And your mama has embraced it.
My mom's embracing it. She's excited about it. Yeah. So.
Well, I like it.
Thank you.
And I like it even more now that because the first thing I thought when I finally was going with Rigby Summer, I thought Eleanor Rigby, because that was a song that touched me when I was young, and that feeling.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I love the combo, because Rigby Summer, I mean, it embraces all of you.
Yeah. Well, and it's just so funny, because part of what I was worried about was giving up this notion of like, I love having a weird name. Like, I have always, like I've always loved, and there are kids who don't like being tall and don't like having a weird name, and don't like I always love being weird. I've always been like, why wouldn't anybody why would you not want to be weird? I don't know, you know? And so I was afraid I was going to kind of miss that. And the number of people that I introduced myself to with this name at Focalands who were like, wow, such a cool name. That's a great name. And the couple of people that found out throughout the conference after spending a couple days together that it wasn't my real name, like their minds were like visibly blown. Like, I can't even believe this isn't your name. Like, it suits you so much. How is this not your name? So I just felt like I got a lot of confirmation. I don't like saying validation, because I don't feel like I need to be validated, but sometimes you just need some like confirmation. Yes, you are on the right
path.
Same
thing in my mind, but
I don't know. I'm an English teacher, so it feels a little different, you know.
It's okay. Yeah, because you probably think of it more like a stamp,
like somebody's approval. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, as opposed to like, nope. We're going to affirm and confirm. Yeah. This is the right path.
Maybe affirmation.
So yeah, but you know, and it's not that I think I'm Bob Dylan or Joni Mitchell, but neither one of them used their real names.
Right.
And there was some point where they had to say, I'm not going to be Roberta, you know?
Yeah.
And it was obviously relatively early in the game before anybody knew, oh my gosh, that's Joni
will that be
Mitchell,
the title
you know?
of your new album?
It won't be the title, but it's the artist name for my album.
Right.
The album title is Geography.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, that's right, because of all the places in your song.
Yeah, my initial concept for the album, I didn't have the song written for it yet. And now I kind of wish I had, because it all ties together, but I'll just make it the second record. We'll see.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we're here with Rigby Summer.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you have it.
I know we've blown through the first
I
segment.
know.
But
like
we had
we do.
To give
we had to get it out there.
Yeah, I had to get that out
Clear
there.
the air a little bit.
Enjoy the music. Now, have you been able to write any during all this travel time? Or?
I usually do. But this time, I've been kind of like assembling a bunch of ideas. I've actually been trying not to write too much, because I'm afraid I'll want to put it on the record. But we're far enough along now that I'm feeling a little free to do it. That like I'm not going to come back and be like, no, Kyle, we have to do one more song. It's gonna be like, I'm so done with you, crazy lady. But like the song that I had wanted to be the concept for this record, like I'm starting to get more ideas for where that should go, and so I have a few months now that I think I will be more or less here. I need to find some other extra job while I'm home to start getting ahead of things again. Yeah, and figure out how I'm gonna promote this record and what's gonna happen. So start planning for the fall.
Lots of puzzle pieces to put together.
Lots of work to do. So.
We are here with Rigby Summer right now. We're going to listen to a little news, and then we'll come right back. And she's going to play and sing for us.
Okie dokie.
You're listening to Home with KUSH Girls, 1600 KUSH Cushing. Yeah, I like the name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, the only people that it's okay. The only people that it's weird with are like people who already know me. Like there were some acquaintances from Folk Alliance who were like, cool, hey Facebook. It's like branding.
Yes.
I'm just gonna tease you a little more because
it's
fun.
Okay. You can tease
I feel like
me.
I'm all disheveled today.
Oh,
I tried to be put together.
I think you look lovely.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Especially because you just got in last night. Right?
I did. Yeah.
And that was from Folk Alliance or from something else? Or?
I flew back from Montreal Sunday to Kansas City.
Okay.
And then drove back from Kansas.
Okay.
Yesterday. Stopped and had lunch, long lunch with a friend in Wichita.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Well, I think Miss Lucy down there is settled in.
She has.
Yeah, I think she's just happy that you're next to her.
Well, I think she also misses having more people.
Here we go. Alrighty, we are here with Rigby Summer.
Heyo.
I'll get used to it.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah. And you have a new album that'll be coming out soon, but tomorrow's a big deal. It's your birthday.
Tomorrow's a big deal. It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
And you're going to be celebrating at Modella's in downtown Stillwater.
Downtown Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's right. And starts 6 o'clock for a little
6
food.
o'clock, we'll have some food. If you want to bring a side and you want to bring a chair, maybe drop a little cash in the bucket to offset the cost of musicians who are driving in to celebrate with us and the cost of the pulled pork.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the mac and cheese.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff right there.
Come on, you need to cancel your plans, Molly. I'm sure they're very important, but come on now.
I'm
priorities.
waiting to see on the weather.
Well, the weather will be clear by then.
Plus,
last time I checked the radar, there's nothing on it. So I don't know where this 100% chance of snow in the next 2 hours is coming from. I'm just going to say it.
Okay. Yeah, well, it is Oklahoma and it's Oklahoma weather forecasting.
Who can say?
That's
right. Like I say, I'm not worried about, I really need to go to Norman to rehearse today, but if it is going to get crazy, I don't want to go. And it's not because I don't trust myself. It's that people get so nuts down here. Anytime something falls from the sky, then I'm like, y'all, this is Oklahoma. I mean, have we not been through this? I don't know. I don't understand.
It's a new day. Every day.
I don't know.
So are you going to sing a little something from your new album?
Mm-hmm. I can't remember what I sang last time, so this is a repeat performance. I'm sorry, but this song will be on the record.
We'll like it.
Good. Actually, I got to sing this at my little private showcase at Folk Alliance on Friday night. I don't know if you've ever heard of Calvin Arsenia. He's a harpist, singer-songwriter. He's incredible. And he's just magical. Like, he is an artist. And he played with me.
Ooh. And
Sherry Ulrich, who's a phenomenal fiddler and mandolin player and singer, who actually was an official showcase artist this year. I met her at registration and she agreed to come play with me. And my friend Orla happened to be there from Ireland, so she came and sang. Like, it's all, the live stream is still on my Facebook page. Okay. And they tell me it's worth watching. I haven't watched the whole thing all the way through, but like, it was a really magical evening. But this is a song that we started out with that night.
Love those magical evenings.
It was beautiful. So this is called Hold On. Driving home in May, singing "Oh, these are the days" with the radio. The sun swallowed up the ground, and our youthful hearts were drowned in the afterglow. By what theory? By what fire we lose our fury and find desire? 'Cause you were driving home in May, where the willow branches sway. you feel in all your life before you age. Will we ever be so free? Will we ever be so strong as the moment when we first began to feel the beat of our own song, chasing after the days ahead? 'Cause some will build you up, but most will drag you down. You've got to buckle up. Don't let their hateful words keep you down. And hold on to these thoughts. Hold on to these days. Hold on to the hope you feel in all your life before you age. Will we ever be so free? Will we ever be so strong? It's the moment when we first begin to feel the beat of our own song, chasing after the days ahead. 'Cause you were driving home and late, singing all these other days with the Rio.
Rigby Summer here on the KUSH. It's one of my favorites.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's grown on me.
Yeah, and I noticed you've changed it a little.
I have?
Well, it seems like maybe it just, I don't know.
I mean, I messed up the chords on the second verse, so maybe it sounds
I
that
didn't
changed.
notice that. I didn't think it was anything messed up. It was just
I'll just be
slightly
perfectly
different, I
transparent.
think.
Really?
Of course, it's
I
probably
don't know.
slightly different every time you sing it.
A little bit.
I mean, just
Little bit.
inflection and.
I
you know,
think
that kind of thing.
that's a song that, again, on this trip in these last 5 weeks and all the stuff that I've been marinating on the road and the pictures and the like leaning into this whole artist thing, in a way that hopefully is authentic and not pretentious. Like that song, I think, has taken on more meaning for me.
And maybe that's what I'm feeling from it.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think I've changed anything.
Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
who knows?
What do I know?
We'll have to go back and watch the tape later.
And then say you're wrong.
Oh my god.
Guess what, Molly? Wrong again.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
At least,
Okay.
well, maybe I would. You're wrong, Molly. You're wrong.
I've heard that before. Over here many times.
Oh
Now,
my gosh.
tomorrow night you're going to have a band. Is it a lot different for you when you have a band? Have you gotten to play much out with the band?
It's so much fun. No, I haven't. It's actually my goal for this year, but the problem is I can't tune my guitar and talk, so hey, the people that I love playing with the most are all playing with like 17 different people all at once.
Because they're that good.
Because they're that good, and so it's hard because I want to be doing that more, but I also want to be deserving of their attention and time. And so it's it just, you've got to ask for more money if you're going to do band shows, because I don't really want to ask people to play with me and not be able to pay them.
Right.
And
that's just a practical
I mean,
aspect
I think
of this.
right. Well, and I think a lot of people, we have a great community here, and I think a lot of people are willing to, like, nobody's asked me for anything to come up and do this show tonight. I want to try to make sure that I can, hopefully, if folks will give a little something at the door, like hopefully I can at least give them some gas money to go home. But like, I don't want to get in the habit of not paying people for what they're doing on the regular basis, because I don't want to not get paid, you know. But if you do a full band thing, then you've got to ask for the money in order to do that, and you've got to, I feel like I'm still a work in progress, and like getting to do that showcase at Folk Alliance was like a great example of like just how much more fun it is, for one thing, to just be up there with other people. It's not just about, oh, they're all playing my songs. It's about having that community around you and engaging with the people that you're playing, that energy,
the extra energy you get. And
it just, I learned a long time ago in music and otherwise in life, like the way to get better is to surround yourself with people who are better than you. And so
you never want to be the smartest or best in a room.
And so that was like
Which
a
is
huge part of the magic. And what I was telling people as I was trying to promote the showcase and say, I literally intentionally booked the last showcase of the night because I was like, I just want to make it magical. I want it to be a reason for people to come to our room for the last showcase of the night. And I was like, it's going to be magical, and it's not because of me. Like, it's because like I've got these people who are going to be playing with me that are like magical people that are going to bring their talent. They are my unicorns. And Shandy says I'm her unicorn. So if they're the unicorn's unicorn, something's happening, right? And so it was just really beautiful. And I had so much fun. And I just thought, man, this is how I want to be able to do it all the time.
Well, that'll come.
So yeah, I'm hoping to find the right people sooner than later to be able to do that.
So tomorrow's a special treat because you will have me.
Is a very special treat.
Some of your friends sharing their own songs.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of songs, you got one for us?
Well, I got to think of what I should play. You got a request? Can you remember any of my songs?
I can't remember names.
Of course you can. It's okay. It's all right. I could have just kept it down and I'd do that Gibson guitar song. Why don't we just do that? Let's keep it simple.
Okay. Whatever you want to do.
Unless I can't.
Her guitar has been traveling on airplanes.
It is so mad at me. And what stinks is for a while this one had actually become the guitar that stayed in tune all the time. And after this trip, it is just seriously like she's using adult language with me. So I'm sorry, guitar.
So if you're hearing something subliminal,
it's not me.
It's the guitar.
Sorry, FCC. It's not me. It's the guitar. She doesn't know what she's. Well, she does, but you know. Yeah, in one of my showcases on Thursday night, I was playing in the round with my friend Cassie. We did a couple shows in Canada together, and we played this in the round at Folk Alliance. And I think it was playing this song literally while I was playing. The whole guitar just slowly went out of tune. By the end of the song, I was just like,
I don't know what happened.
Here we go. So this is the newest song that I have finished and made it on the record just in the nick of time. So, all right.
He's over here at the KUSH.
All my friends know I'm a sucker for an old Gibson guitar. Gentleman in pearl snaps and a kind heart. I guess that's why you caught me so off guard. I was falling. Do you remember the night we met? How you took my hand? Talking too much, we took a chance, and then you let me play your old Gibson guitar. Help me write this I hear your voice, I don't feel so alone. When I close my eyes, it's like we're almost home. And I can hear you strumming that old Gibson guitar. I can't help but sing along, 'cause I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm
Rigby Summer. Tomorrow night is her birthday.
It's my birthday!
At Medella.
Yes.
Gonna have a party.
Gonna have a party. Gonna have some pulled
for
pork
you.
and some birthday cake.
Yeah.
Some mac and cheese.
That's right. Not necessarily in that order.
Like a good Kansas City girl should.
And friends are gonna be there singing.
And family, yeah.
Family. And, yeah, good time.
Yep. Very good time.
No cover charge, but a little.
And if you want to put a little something in the bucket, I will be much obliged.
And so will your friends coming.
Yes.
Be nice for them too.
Yes. So, yeah. So we'll hopefully have some pre-order plans coming out soon. I've got to redo my website and figure out. I'm not sure the Kickstarter is the way to go, but I'm trying to figure out how to do a pre-sale and light a fire under people if there isn't a deadline. So yeah. So we'll see.
And then before we know it, there'll be a CD release party.
Yes.
That'll be exciting.
Yes, but
now Medella. We have some Monday at Medella coming up.
there'll be one on the 25th, another one on March 11th. That's about as far out as I'm working right now.
Yeah.
I've got to get to work on all that this week. So
coming in.
Yes, yep. I'm gonna have Aaron Eads come in from Kansas City. So
nice.
Yep.
Nice.
So I'll have all those details coming up very, very promptly. So.
Yeah, it's and I've told you this numerous times. I really appreciate the way you connect musicians from all over the place.
Thank you.
It's a gift that not only you have, but that you give back by introducing like us to those, and as well as people at the show. So,
Well, thank you.
yeah, you're doing a great job. I'm really excited for Rigby Summer and what the future holds for you and your.
Thank you.
Yeah, and see what kind of music comes next.
I know. Who can say?
I know. I mean, you know, it seems like 2019 is a year of putting pieces together, and then 2020 we can see it clearly. I really believe it in a lot of ways.
Yep.
That's what's happening in the universe.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like, and I've seen some other women post about this, but I feel like right now, I see so many of my female friends like really coming into their own too. Like it's been a really exciting thing to see. I feel like there's a lot of like, I don't know if you believe in sort of like generational trauma. Like there's research now that they're finding that emotional trauma actually can exist in our DNA. Right. And I feel like there's something happening in our generation where a lot of that is getting healed finally.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's
deep stuff, but I know exactly.
But you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and
it's
just I'm excited for what's happening right now, especially with women in my generation. Like I just yeah.
And I'm pretty excited in my generation, 2 generations away from you.
Not 2 generations away from me.
Pretty close to that, I would say. It depends on what your definition of a generation is, I guess.
It's true. We can talk about that offline.
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
We won't talk numbers just right now.
No, because
I mean, this is my 25th birthday, didn't you know?
Yeah, I knew that. 25, wink, winkety wink. And I'm turning 40 this year.
Cool. Good for you.
Wink on that, too. Anyway, and if people want to follow you, I know you're kind of in a transitional period.
Yep, go to Rigby. Well, yeah, if you search Rigby Summer, you'll see me in this jacket.
Okay.
On the profile picture. So Rigby Summer is my music page now. The actual URL is still This Is Summerland. I'll probably change that soon. But I got to make sure my website and all, like...
Yeah,
there's all kinds of things that are disconnected. All my stuff at Folk Alliance was disconnected, I realized, in the app because of all the changes I've made, and it was like, oh crud. So I gotta get all that straightened out this week.
Yeah. Well,
so if anyone wants to be my assistant for free, that would be great, because I don't know what to do with anything right now. I just want to sleep.
I'll bet. But party tomorrow night at Medela, 6 o'clock.
Party at Medela.
Yeah, and come celebrate with Rigby Summer.
You betcha.
And all of our friends, and eat a little pulled pork and birthday cake while you're at it.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for coming back and filling us in on everything.
Well, I've told you before, like, you are so much a part of this story, so thank you.
Oh, you'll make me cry.
Let's think about me 3 years ago coming in here for the first time.
I have, and the growth has been tremendous.
Thanks.
I've seen it. All right. We are out of time. Tomorrow morning we'll have Aaron York in, your buddy. I know he was liking that you were coming in this morning. And Brian Larison. In the meantime, keep your dials right here, 1600 KUSH Cushing. Peace out, everyone.
Peace out, everyone.
Yeah. I mean, I do think about that first time you came in and what it was like compared to now. Mm-hmm. And the growth has been huge.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We're live taking.